Hi everyone, welcome back to PlumFiggy Plans. This is Tammy. All right, well, it's the middle of February, but we're going to do our February monthly setup here today. I apologize for taking so long to get this out. I've had kind of a busy few weeks, and yeah, it just didn't happen the way that I hoped it would, but we're here now, so... All right, so my theme for February for this month, I decided to go full-on Valentine's Day. So everything's going to be Valentine fantastic. Here is a junk journaling technique that maybe you guys in the planning world might not be aware of, but this is a really fun one. So took a napkin that I found at Michael's, and I went and actually pretty much everything that I used for decorating this month came from the Michael's Michael's Valentine's paper crafting line. But this is a napkin. If you just peel off all the layers except for the very top layer, then you have a really thin it's tissue paper basically, and then you can use different methods to put it down. I like to use glue stick because it's not very messy, but you got to be careful because it could easily tear because it's so thin. Other people might use matte gel medium, and if you did that, you would want to put that down on the paper, lay your napkin down, and then put more matte gel medium over the top of your napkin. I don't like to do that for several reasons. Matte gel medium is water-based, so your paper gets a little wavy. Also, it will give, if you have shiny matte gel medium, matte gel medium is matte, so it shouldn't be shiny, but there is a coating over it. It's more used for mixed media, really. But this particular napkin had some foiling on it, which you can't really see right here, but later on in the photos you might see it better. And actually my stamping here doesn't look great in the video. In person you can see it better, but because of the foiling, the stamp ink isn't completely solid. So anyway, it's kind of hard to see here. I did stamp down February on top of that. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing right now. Must be something. But anyway, that is my cover intro page for February. So let's move on. Yeah, I just put that scrap down in case some of that ink wasn't fully dry. I didn't want to get ink on the white page next to it. I do want to come back and maybe add a quote in. All right, so this pen is from Artistro. It's a glitter gel dot pen that has also a fine nibbed on it. I highly recommend them. I bought them for, I had purchased some notebook from Walmart that's a navy dot grid, and I was like, I wanted something to use for that, or like a blackout journal, that kind of an idea. But it works obviously very well on white paper too. So anyway, I decided to use that for my grid lines for my calendar. It's kind of a reddish pink color. And then for my numbers, I'm just writing them in with this fuchsia Tombow pen. Really a combination that I normally never would use, but it ended up working pretty well on this page because I'm going to incorporate some more reds and pinks and things. And then these are from Michael's as well. There's some rhinestone heart stickers. I just chose that hot pink one to put for Valentine's Day on the 14th there. And then here's a little 6x6 vellum paper pad from Michael's, again from their 2025 Valentine's Day line. And I like this XOXO, so I decided to go ahead and use that for this page, and I'm gonna just rip out some of that, and I'll put that up there at the top in the extra space. And yeah, so to glue this down, I am using glue stick because then you don't really see your glue. Vellum is very finicky. If you use a wet glue, which I like to do, which I'm finding after after the first 2 months, maybe I need to rethink that strategy here in this bullet journal. It's getting a little chunky, and maybe I should, I guess, fall in line and use the tape runner. I don't know. It's not my favorite kind of glue, but maybe you guys know something that I don't. Anyway, I used glue stick for gluing that down. And then this is a set of cards and envelopes. The cards are vellum again, and the envelopes here I'm going to use as background for my February, and then the days of the week. I realized after putting the vellum down that I couldn't really stamp on top of the vellum and it wouldn't really work very well, so I needed something solid color to stamp with, and I remembered that I had those red envelopes in there, so I'm just gonna repurpose those as just being red paper, and that's where I'm stamping my days of the week. So getting a little bit creative here. Plus, that way if I get a bunch of ink all over everything, I can easily just redo it and not have to cover that up. So bonus on that as well. All right, so just gonna finish gluing those down, and next thing is I want to add some more decoration to the page, and I did pick up this little sticker book from Michael's as well, so I'm just gonna flip through and see if there's anything in there that maybe I think might work. I don't think I do find anything. And then pull out this ephemera pack. So again, from Michael's, it's Recollections brand from 2025. I didn't realize this at the time, but these are actually stickers. They're sticky on the back. They are kind of cardstock weight, or I wouldn't say chipboard weight. They're not quite that thick, but they're kind of in between chipboard and a really heavy cardstock. So I don't really want all that bulk. So what I'm gonna do is peel away some of the paper backing. This is a trick that I use in junk journals too. And it works better in junk journals because your pages aren't quite as close together as they are here in a bullet journal. But anyway, it does help to reduce some of the bulk. So that's a little tip for you if you're ever wanting to glue something in that you're worried about being too bulky. That's a good way to get rid of some of that bulk. If you have a paper that can easily be separated this way. So I found a couple of hearts and then some floral for each end. And then this is a little stamp set that, again, I got from Michael's. It's the Recollection brand, and decided to go ahead and stamp I love you on some of that red paper, and I'll put that down on the bottom there. And then I did stamp February. It's a little small, but I'm going to put that at the top. Nope, I guess I lied. It decided that it was a little too small, so I got my stamping alphabet stamp set out again. I'm just going to stamp FEB for February in that white space at the top there. All right, so calendar spread is all done, and moving on now to the mood tracker and my other trackers. So for my mood tracker page, I thought I've seen variations of this with stars, with hearts, with other things where they're kind of hanging from strings. And I thought, well, I could easily draw that. So I decided to go ahead and do that for my mood tracker. And it's just going to be 28 little hearts hanging from strings. And then I decided to add a few more I think 2 more moods to my list of moods this month. And to get a little bit more color on the page. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to experience all of those moods. Well, the funny thing is, we experience multiple moods a day. I don't think there's ever one day where I'm only ever one mood. So it's obviously it's the overall general mood that you're in that day. But anyway, I do enjoy doing this. I'm not much of a tracker, kind of a planning person per se. I am making sure that I do keep up with it. I did keep up with it for the most part in January. I could easily see where maybe I only do a mood tracker and not the other trackers going forward. I don't know. We'll see. It is nice to kind of see my sleep tracking, which is going to be on the next page. Let me explain what I'm doing now, though. So here, I'm just stamping out moods. Well, I was planning to do mood tracker, but it ended up being too big to fit in the space. And so I ended up doing moods and then trackers, which doesn't make tons of sense, but it works. So I know what it is. I know what I'm talking about, and it's it's for me, so it's all good. But yeah, so I did stamp out mood tracker, and then you'll see that I'm trying to fit it on just the left side, and it just doesn't fit. So I ended up having to stamp another S to fit onto the end of the word tracker, and somehow it worked. I was able to make it seamlessly fit on there without really anyone and even me. It's hard for me to even notice that it's been added, but you'll see that later. So anyway, back to the trackers. So I'm tracking my sleep and my eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Basically, it's very general. So did I eat healthy for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner every day? And if I did, I'm giving myself a color. If I didn't, then it's not colored in. And then the furthest right one on the, see, I'm now realizing it's not going to fit. So I'm adding moods here. And so the furthest right one is going to be exercise. Did I exercise that day or not? So if I did, I'm coloring it in. If I didn't, it's just left blank. It's pretty basic trackers, easy for me to keep up with. I don't want to get too detailed or too many trackers for myself, especially knowing that I generally don't do that kind of thing anyway. I'm already thinking about not even including them going forward. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see. I'll keep up with it for a few months at least, and then kind of decide. I tend to, once end of spring into summer, once we get into summer, I'm obviously busier outside doing things. I'm not sitting and able to journal as often, not taking the time to journal as often or spend as much time in my planner. So I may drop off a little bit later on in the year. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so there's my boo-boo on my trackers that works really pretty well. And then now I'm just going to draw in all those lines. I do cut a lot of that out so you don't have to watch, but I'm using a 0.5 pen. These are kind of like a knockoff Micron pen. I think I got them from Hobby Lobby, and they work really well, actually. I have nothing bad to say about them. I've been enjoying using them. I think I spent less than half the price on them, and I don't know. If I was an artist, maybe I wouldn't like them as much, but for what I'm using them for, they're great. Hi, Oliver. If you heard him, he's my cat, my orange kitty. So anyway, drawing in a bunch of lines, and here I think I'll cut out some of that and then go ahead and decorate with some more of the vellum and the other pieces of ephemera and things. So found this piece. It's really pretty. It's very busy. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't love how these spreads came out as much as I did my first two spread, the whole year setup, or my whole journal setup. And then January I liked better than I like my February setup. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's a little too busy for me, maybe a little too cutesy. I don't know. It is cute though. So it's fine. February is a short month. It's only 28 days, so it's not like it's the end of the world. And I do like it, but it's not my favorite one, I don't think. So here, I'm just trying to find something that'll fit on that right side. I feel like it needs a little bit more, and I ended up putting a sticker down that at the end, if you stick around and see the whole thing, I have some pictures of all the different spreads. Yeah, I put this sticker down. I decided that I really didn't like that one. It just didn't work for me. So I replaced that with, I printed on the red envelope, I stamped out Kiss Me. No, that was from, I took from that little stamp set. There's a thing that says Kiss Me, and so I stamped that, and then I put that on there instead. So, all right, so using some of those Artistro gel, no, they're acrylic, are they? Yeah, they're acrylic glitter pens. That color, the third color, I felt like it was a little too close to the second color, so I used that reddish color one that I had used for the calendar, which actually here looks a lot like the same color as the first color, but actually in real life it's not quite as similar. But yeah, so, and then a couple of Tombos there to finish out the different colors. All right, and then yeah, at that point I didn't realize my phone had stopped recording. So you didn't miss too much. Really, all I did was do the lines and stamp out the days of the week and the month for each of the weekly pages. So actually what's left is just decorating. So you missed the boring stuff really. So now we're just gonna decorate with some more of this vellum. Lots of fun hearts. Yeah, there you kind of see the Kiss Me was replaced there. And maybe you missed one of the weekly spreads, but I have photos of everything at the end, so I apologize about that. I had no idea that it had stopped recording. So here I'm just layering the vellum card of the gold stars with the red hearts, and then putting some these ephemera pieces over the top just to kind of add a little something more. This did get pretty chunky, I'm not gonna lie, which is kind of making me think about March now and what I want to do for March. Maybe a little bit more minimal with the gluing on of paper. We'll see. I don't know. That's kind of my go-to, but I did say I wanted to draw more, so maybe that's what I'll be doing in March. We'll see. But here is yet another piece of vellum, and it says love in different fonts and things on the red. I thought it was a nice little contrast. So leave some room for me to write if I need to write anything on the margin there and still be decorated. So that is last week. No, that'll be this coming week decorated. And then I think I have just one more week. Oh yeah, I did stamp Kiss Me on the bottom of that too. So I got a couple of Kiss Me's in here. It's kind of cute though. I like it. I thought it needed something more over there. So, moving on to the last weekly spread then. Doing something kind of simple here with this vellum. Just tore out that to use as a background for the cupids. I thought the cupids were really cute. Wanted to use them in one of these spreads somehow. And so putting that on that side, which will give me enough room to write in the dailies, but still have some decoration. And now I'm just really struggling because this is when I realized that these are actually stickers because I pulled off just the backing for the sticker and not the actual paper of the actual ephemera. So struggled with that a little bit, but in the end I got it. So just gonna stick those down and then add some stickers to kind of finish this. All right, so moving on to my last spread for February, and that is going to be the monthly review. And I am going to peek back at my January monthly review because I did decide to go ahead and do the same layout as I used in January. I liked the layout. I don't know that I need quite so many things to review. Again, this is going to be like the trackers. It's not something I've ever really done before, much in planning as being such a structured thing. I guess I do bits and pieces of it here and there in my regular planning, but not all in one place like this. I used to use Happy Planner back in the day, and of course they have their monthly dashboard where they do kind of something like this, and I never did fill that out, to be honest, but I'm trying it here. And again, like the tracker, I'll do it for a few months and see how it goes. I might remove bits and pieces of it. We'll see how that goes, or change it up a little bit. I did use the same layout. Like I said, I did like this layout. I think it's good. It gives me enough space for what I want to add. I guess maybe what I'm finding is I didn't fill it out in January throughout the month of January, and come to the end of January I found that I was busy, and so now it's the middle of February and I kind of am like still filling out January's. So lesson that I learned, and maybe what I should put in my February one for lessons learned, is start filling this out in the middle during February so that it's not all left over at the end of the month, right? So yeah. But anyway, so I did stamp out monthly review on this red envelope again, and again it's too big to all fit, and I really didn't want to incorporate a different stamp set, but on this one page I did have to choose either monthly or review. Both of them weren't going to fit, and so I guess I could have done that, but that doesn't look good. But so I just chose to keep monthly and stamped out review using my other little stamps that are kind of like a typewriter. Yeah, these stamps that kind of look like typewriter stamps instead. So I don't know. In the end, it's fine. I think it looks great either way, but that's how that one ended up. And then I'm going to finish out decorating with some more of the vellum pieces and some stickers, and that'll be it for February. So I hope you enjoy coming along with me today as we decorated for my February in my bullet journal. I will get March out soon, probably next week, and hopefully next week, and that way that one won't be so late. I got to get ahead of the game here. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.